Hi there. It is Sunday evening, and again, I do not have the video ability on my using my Screencast-O-Matic, which I have no idea why. But I wanted to record this introduction to the Open Textbook Supplement assignment that is due at the end of the term, and just share with you a little bit of information that is different than was posted even earlier today. I've had a better look at the assignment, which is one that was created before my time and which I decided was a good assignment and wanted to use, but to be honest, I'm not, I haven't gone through it yet, so I'm not 1,000% certain how it looks on the other end. But I'm starting to get a better grasp of it, and so I changed it around a little bit, and I wanted to share what the vision is of what this assignment will look like. First of all, you are placed in groups, and right now it's groups of 4. I believe all the groups are groups of 4, and you should be able to access that right from the main page under Connect with your group for the final assignment. And you will have access to the other 3 people in your group, but you will not have access to anyone else in the class. So that discussion is set up just like your discussion groups are, where only 4 people are part of that particular group. And that's where you can begin your conversation about what you wish to do for this assignment. The details of the assignment are in a couple of different places. It's a duplicate, though, of each other. One is under the, down a little further here, under the assignment details, where the 3 assignments of the term were listed, but it's repeated under this Open Textbook Supplement assignment. So I'm just going to open that up so you can see what it looks like. I've got it open twice now. There we go. So this is a group project, and really what you're writing is a supplement with an LIS flavor to it, to a particular chapter in one of these 2 open educational sources. The first one is a bit more of a traditional textbook look to it, that the chapters are laid out to detail the research process from beginning, like kind of from the general to the specific. And there's certain chapters that are available for you that you will write your LIS supplement on. The second one is a bit more of a, more of a practical or an informal way of looking at the same or similar topics. And there's a number of those chapters that are available to you as well. If I just were to open up one of, sorry, I got to click on a chapter here. If I was to open up one of these chapters, I should have had this ready, then you would see, let me just scroll down and you'll get a sense of what that particular chapter looks like. And you can see it's quite textbook-like, where it's just the basics of that particular topic within research. The other one, if we have a look at one of the later chapters, you can see it looks quite different from the first one, where they have more of an informal conversation about the topic, and then they have headings like key takeaway and exercise and learning objectives and that sort of thing. So in your supplement, what you're doing is you are expanding on that particular chapter, but as if you were speaking to an LIS audience, or you were speaking to an audience that wished to know how that particular topic connects with library and information sciences. The one major change that I made since these instructions were posted at the beginning of term is that you can choose whatever chapter you want. There is no need to sign up, and I don't care if all the groups do the same chapter. It doesn't matter to me. So I didn't see the point in everybody doing a different chapter. It's actually more work for me to grade if everybody does. But I wanted you to have the conversation with your group members and decide which chapter is of the most interest to you. how I would do that with your group is I would maybe each person chooses their top 2 or 3 choices of chapters, and then you do a comparison. And then if there is one that's common between all 4 of you, then that's the one that you do. I have also posted, you'll want to read this part about how to write the supplement, and that you need to tie in, you know, sources within library and information sciences that help to clarify or expand upon some of the points that you're making. So those could be and will likely be monograph sources. So other textbooks that are specific to LIS research, perhaps. Perhaps a textbook that is on a particular method, say surveys within library and information studies research. So something that ties in specifically to our particular discipline. And then there is a 1-pager at the end. So if you imagine that this is 5 pages long, single spaced, there's 1 page at the end that is the method name. So let's say surveys in LIS research. And what you're doing in that is just a kind of like an appendix where you're highlighting examples from the literature, or maybe what we could call exemplars, that are here's some you know, significant studies and approaches and things that have been written about using this particular method within library and information sciences. And so that takes a little bit of research as well, you know, to pull out some of the exemplar studies that can be used as a model perhaps for future research, or where if you were a researcher and you were doing, say, field research, it would be imperative that you knew that these studies existed within the field of library and information studies. So, like I said, that takes maybe a little bit of research to accumulate that information, and you'll want to look at things like the number of times perhaps that that study has been cited within the literature, and you know, because that kind of increases the boosts the rank of that, or look at other ways to determine the quality of particular articles, and if they are indeed exemplars and well known in our discipline. Those are the 2 major components of the project, of the Open Textbook Supplement. And I'm also looking at your format. I'm looking at your style of writing. I'm looking for it to match and mirror the tone of the chapter. So it has to look like a supplement, like it could naturally just fit in. And also just looking for referencing that uses the same format as the textbook that you are mirroring. So everything should kind of look like it just fits in naturally. I will admit I might make some adjustments to this rubric before I grade it. It won't be significant adjustments. It's not like I'm going to introduce some new thing that you have to have in there that you didn't know about, but just a readjustment of the grades or rewriting, maybe providing a little bit of clarity around each of these areas. I kept it a fairly generic rubric, in that I want to give you license to be creative. And I would even say that if your group wants to go beyond one of these chapters, if you want to have a look at the other chapters that are available in the textbook, it's just that they're kind of more less about methods and they're more generic about conducting research. That could be harder to write and not quite as relevant looking, tying it into library and information sciences. But if there is something that you would wish to do that might be a supplement to one of these chapters, you're welcome to ask me to see if it would be something that I think could, would be a similar assignment. So, how you want to start out, you've got a month to do this. So, how you would want to start off is first of all to choose what your topic is going to be, to choose between the two textbooks and which style is of most interest to you. And then you choose your topic and then start to dig into the literature and try to find some examples in library and information sciences that tie into that particular approach. And as you move along, please feel free to email and ask questions. And you can ask it generally to the eClass general question area, if I can get back to it. Or you can email me individually if you think it's something that is only of interest to your particular group. So that would be general questions about assignments is where you can ask me questions if you think others might have the same question. And as always, I expect, 100% participation from each member of the group. Please let me know if you sense that there is one group member that is more absent, and please approach them and try to work it out and find out what's going on. If you continue to have some issues and you're starting to write your document, say, and the other person has been ghosting you, then please let me know so that I can talk and follow up with the student and find out what's going on. There's usually an explanation, and we just want to be really open with our communication with each other, and and really try to go for equal contribution to the assignment. So thanks very much for listening, and we will be in touch.